everybody, it's me, Dr. Q, and I want to show you today what it looks like when you actually come here to the Rescue Ranch and do our Train the Trainer program. As always with positive reinforcement, we want the animals to always have a choice in everything that they do. So today we're going to work with little Mr. Donkey Man here. So we have him in our garages. Not necessarily the most ideal place to work with a horse, but we're doing it today because the flies are really bad outside. And until we get our indoor arena built, this is the best thing that we've got going for us. We have Miss Callie over here who's going to get started with grooming Donkey. So he's nice and relaxed. Head is down below the line. If you're not familiar with that, then you would learn about that in my horse training master class. So she's going to approach him and begin to groom him. So again, my goal for you would be to be able to groom these guys with no halter, not tied up, be able to touch them all over, pick up all their feet, and have them just be comfortable and relaxed. So I challenge you to do that at home with your animals. I know that everybody always feels like the first thing that they have to do is put a halter in the rope and tie them up to do the grooming. And I would encourage you, if you could figure out some way that you could do that without tying them up, that would be ideal. So she's starting with a curry comb on the other side. It's a little bit hard to see, but we're going to just give him a good once done work, check him for wounds, check him for any kind of ticks, tick bites, anything of that nature. Of course, for safety, we both have our helmets on. I have some treats, just some plain senior, because clearly this boy doesn't need a lot of more treats. He's snacking on some grass hay just to keep him occupied and relaxed while we're grooming him here. And I'm going to just move this just a little bit so you can see a little bit better what's going on. Okay, so what I want to do now is, I know she's going on to get to the next brush. We want to work on the body first, and then the next two segments of the animal's body that we want to work on. One is going to be the face and one is going to be the lower legs. Lower legs are really important, especially this time of year in the summer when flies are attacking them. We need to just make sure they don't have a lot of wounds and so forth going on, or any scabs. So I'm going to help her groom him up just a little bit. Now, if you're not familiar with the safety rules associated with two people working on an animal at the same time, I want to share this with you now, and that is that you want to make sure that both of you are, if at all possible, working on the same side of the animal. That way, if they get starting spooked, uncomfortable, they have an exit that doesn't include running over the top of you. And so she is working on the lower legs on that side, it's coming around, and so I'm going to join her on this side so that we both stay on the same side. A little scrape right there. Okay. So notice I'm staying very close to his body, and he's staying nice and relaxed. That's what we want. He's just snacking. We gotta make sure we check that belly. We gotta check up in the flank. He's starting to get some wounds up in here, and also I noticed some thickenings on his knees from laying in the dirt, crawling around in the dirt, rolling around trying to get the flies off and trying to get some comfort. So we have to watch him a little bit more closely. When we have our big indoor arena facility, he will probably spend most of the time during the day indoors, nice and cool with hay in front of him. But we don't have that yet, and so when we do get that, his quality of life will certainly get better. In the meantime, we do the best we can with what we got. Perfect. Okay. And she's working that set, which is great. So now let's pause for a second and do a little bit of training with him. And we're going to just start with some basic target training. What we're going to start with is we're going to have you just kind of see if you can get him, use the target, and just come around and stand closer to this cone right here, okay? So invite him to see if he wants to, want to touch it, big boy? Want to give me 5? boy. That was good. Okay, so he did indicate his willingness to participate in some game time. So I clicked him, so I'm going to go ahead and reward him. Maybe Miss Patty gave him a scratch while I was gone, grabbing a handful of grain as a reward for that click. And if not, it could be that he's feeling like, I didn't get a reward, so I don't really want to do it again. And he deserves one because he got the click. So remember, you're always going to go down low. You want to get their nose down below the level of the line here, because physiologically in his brain, he is going to be calmer and more interested in staying calm, participating in what we're doing instead of worrying about his friends over there, as long as his head is down low. So before you ask him again, I'm going to go get another handful, and let's see if we can have a little more success getting him away from that hay and playing a game with us. So he's watching, he knows there's something in it for him, but I'm going to stay back here, and I'm going to have you invite him again.
Okay, Donkey, you want to come over?
Good boy, so don't let him touch it just yet. I want him to take a step. He needs to take a step for us, okay? Oh, that's good. That was good.
I didn't get away from you fast enough.
Good boy. So we'll give him some pets and some scratches. Yes, he's a good boy. Tell him he's marvelous, because he is. But we're not going to do green for that, okay? Because what I was hoping is that he would start to move his feet around, because in an ideal world, what I'd like to do is be able to have Miss Patty be able to do some figure eights around these cones with him, leading him just with the pointer. So let's try that one more time.
Okay, Donkey, you want to come over here now?
Notice how she's asking, but she's not telling him, and giving him, good boy, that's a good boy. Take a step for us. Come on, take a step this time. Oh, no. Very excited. So, as a trainer, you have some options at this point. So, again, if you've taken my horse training masterclass, you know that the rules are you only ask twice, and if the animal doesn't do it, you stop asking, you don't do it again. So then we have to change the situation in some way. I have to think to myself, is he really hungry? Is it unfair of us to be doing a training session with him right now when he is really hungry? Could be. Personally, I don't think he's that hungry. I think he's just nervous eating because we're filming, Patty's here. He hasn't worked with her before. The last few times that she's come, we've worked with Oliver, we've worked with Brahman, we've worked with Sugar, and he has had a little bit of hankering, but it's been a couple of weeks, and since it's been his turn, so I think he's just unsure. So I think that's where that's coming from. It's just a little bit of unsure. So we need to up the ante and see if we can get him. I mean, clearly he doesn't look like he's starving to death by any means because well, rolls on his side. And so I'm going to grab a handful of alfalfa hay because maybe he'd rather have that than the grain that's in my hand. Oh, he's looking at me. He's looking. What do you think about that? What do you think? Okay, so would you come over here for it? Maybe? Let's see. Come on, please. Let me touch it before.
Come on. You come over here with the alfalfa hay? You want to come over
Did
here
you see
with
what
the
happened?
alfalfa hay?
Did you see? You take a step. Will you step? Okay. So again, no luck. That's okay. That's how positive reinforcement works. We're not about forcing him to do anything. We're just going to change it up a little more quickly to try to set the odds in our favor, then we can get him to cooperate. And so I think the next step is we're going to remove this hay pile so that the only way you can get any kind of food rewards at this time is from us. So give us a minute to do that. So you're going to want to stand right about there to keep him from falling. Well, see now, did you notice he didn't like that? So it was straight on, and it was like that, touch it like that. Okay. So that's okay, but we just want to train ourselves that if that happens, to go, sorry, stop immediately. So let's see if you can pet him like on the chest or something, and see if you can get him to like a pet from you. There we go. That looks better. And we build that little trust. That we always want to be building with these guys. Okay, so now that he doesn't have that tasty flake of grass hay, which can't be that motivating, but apparently was. So let's try again and see if we can get some movement. Good boy. So he's offering, but I really want him to take a step, okay? I would like for him to put that effort in to actually, and oh, there we go. Okay, that was better. So now let's see if we can, so with the horse, donkey, like him, he's slow. Some horses are going to be slow, some horses are going to be fast. As this time, in our last session with Oliver, sometimes you have to work really fast and have a lot of tools and toys and games available before you start your training session because they're really smart and they get bored really fast. This guy's much more reluctant, so you have to use a different tactic to try to encourage him to want to participate. So I'm going to have you go back to what we were doing before, and your goal is to try to see if we can get some circles out of him around the room, okay?
He says the grain's over there.
That's okay.
Watch it over there.
The grain's over here. Good. Oh, nice. Good. Come around now. Come around. That's very good. Oh, good. Come around and come. Very good. Okay, so the bucket is too much. So I'm going to put the bucket away again. I'm going to put it in another room. I'm so sad. I'm broken away. How dare you? Let me move this around. Okay, there you go. So let's see if we can get some. This donkey needs a little exercise. He needs a little exercise. There we go. Good, very good, very good. Now let's see if we can get a little bit more. Come on all the way over here. 3, 2, 1, and whoa. Very good. Good boy. That was nice. Good boy. That was good. Head's nice and down. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and stop the video at this point, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like when you, again, come here to the ResqRanch and are part of our train-the-trainer program. We're going to be working with all these animals. Patty's already done an amazing job with Oliver. She taught him how to pick up a feed pan and hand it to us. Of course, I couldn't get it on video, but we will next time. And we're working on getting Caesar to take a hula hoop and throw it over a cone. And we're working on teaching Rowan how to do volleyball. And so we've done a bunch of fun games that we've been working on this summer. And Donkey's no exception. We have to come up with some fun tricks for him to do, other than just slowly walking around the garage. But that's okay. We'll work with him where he's at. So thanks for tuning in. If this is something that's interesting to you, please subscribe down below and give us your comments and questions, and so that we can answer them and help you learn everything that you need to know about teaching your horse or donkey, everything that they need so that you can have an amazing relationship with them using only positive reinforcement. On that note, I'm Dr. Q, here to help you have the most amazing relationship with all of the animals and people in your life. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you right here next time.